Hello, beautiful Gleber. What are we waiting? We're awaiting one light. A light's even being requested. I'm fairly certain they are. Yes. Ah, my lord. Okay, so we've got a couple of things to do. Expand plastic on Nauvis. We'll get to that in a moment. Build jelly nut farm, state machine. Build basic infrastructure mall. Fix spoilage insert asymmetry at end of central double. I'm going to take this off because it's such a frivolous one. We are going to need the basic infrastructure mall. I'm just going to go in reverse order and explain what all of these are going to be. So basic infrastructure mall is going to be things like bots, tank shells, tanks. Unless Spidertron is available. It's a lot of research, though. We could. What's it need? Portable fission reactor, exoskeletons, radar, rocket turrets, raw fish. So I'd need to bring raw fish from I'd need to make them on Nauvis and then transport them. So I would need to send stuff to Nauvis to make them. Either the rocket turrets or the carbon fiber. I'll enqueue it, but I don't think we're going to be getting one before we leave Gleber. We might send one over to Gleber from afar, perhaps, but it's not going to be high on the list. Right, so basic infrastructure, like I said, going to be bots, tanks, tank shells, that kind of stuff. State machine for loading and unloading will be to make the supply chain more efficient. A new jelly nut farm, also going to be an important one for us. And that is already earmarked for over here. Just going to have to clear up that area. And then, obviously, expanding plastic on Nauvis is a fairly high priority. We should get over there and do that forthwith. What? Okay, no, that's fine. It is going the right way. I thought it was going onto the spoilage line. I was like, wait a second. Panic? But no panic. All is well. I think. Most things are well. Things are, for the most part, not broken. We hope. We're going to leave the Swamp Planet? Yeah, that's the plan. By the end of tonight's stream, we're going to be off Gleber and probably not returning. But first I need to go and do something on Nauvis. Let's have a quick check. What was the issue with the plastic? I think I needed to expand out how much plastic we were making. Which, for the most part, shouldn't actually be difficult. Like, at all, actually. So, in fact, I can just plonk it down here without any real difficulty. Let's just pop that there for now. That's fine, that all works. And further expand it behind. Tunk and tunk. It's nice and easy to expand, thankfully. That'll do. I am going to need coal up there. Once again, not difficult to do. There you go. Alright, plastic expanded. That should do us. There we are. Nice. Because I think plastic was one of the things holding us back a little bit over here. Though that being said, doesn't actually look like it in the end. No, things seem to be going okay. I mean, everything's spaghetti, so I can't really expand it well. But for the most part, I'm going to say that's good enough. I don't quite remember what it was I so desperately needed the expansion for, but we are low on iron. Low on iron. I think we might actually have to start things off not doing Gleber and stuff, but actually having to take care of gubbins over here. I am not relishing the idea of having to hook up another iron mine down here. Well, that being said, it's just going to be the mining. I can run the iron across to this location. That shouldn't be a problem. So let's get rid of these. Yeah, quite a lot of the mines have run low at this point. Oops, my bad. Took out the wrong one. There we go. Remember, I have elevated rails. That's true, I do have elevated rails. I didn't when I set up this rail line, though. But that is true. I do, in fact, have elevated rails. What did we lose there? Lost 5 regular gun turrets. I'm okay with losing regular gun turrets. They're very easy to replace. Didn't lose any more, just more mines. Probably want to expand the mines out more and more and more. Because I would rather lose a mine than a whole gun turret. I think that's a reasonable exchange. A whole mine versus a gun turret. A gun turret takes what? 20 iron plate, 10 copper, 10 iron gear. A mine takes 1 steel and 2 explosives. Yeah, pretty much. But we don't ever lose one mine. We lose like 20 of them at a time. Gleber is an interesting one because everything is so available on Gleber. I would like tank shells. So let's produce them. I'm just going to go for regular cannon shells, not explosive. So I need plastic and steel for that as well. And I'm going to say stop when regular cannon shells are... let's go for about 500. 5 stacks of regular cannon shells should be the limit there. There we go. Right. Yeah, we do have elevated rails. That is a very good point. To make them, however, is a little bit more involved. If I recall. Yeah, I'd need to make refined concrete. And refined concrete, it's not that much more complicated, to be fair. But we probably don't want to make too much of it. I was simply going to run a line straight down here, more or less, through these nests and up along this route, because it's the easiest route to take. And I still like that idea, honestly. I don't see much of a reason not to. The alternative, of course, being to come down here and across. And then up. But that puts more trains on this line, whereas there's very few trains taking this route. So I think this is the route that we will use ultimately. Alright, let's have a look at the pollution rings. Not too bad, and the jelly nuts will go down a lot. Alright, let's find my tank. I want my tank to start requesting tank shells. As standard. I would like it to request... we're not going to need that many, I don't think. Could be wrong, but we'll see. That should be enough. Also, could we get all of those out of the tank? They don't need to be in there. All right, let's just make sure that eggs are going where they need to go. If indeed we are producing them. We are. We are very much producing them, but they are very much not... Oh no, they're getting an express lane. Makes a lot of sense, yeah. And then popping through here. Again, consumed. If they don't get used, they get an express lane directly to the incinerator. That keeps that system working well. Right, how are we doing for science? Oh, we got more than enough. Where is Pridwen? Pridwen is waiting on science to be delivered. There's plenty on the planet. There is not enough rocket bits for it to get up there, though. So let's go and have a look at that, shall we? It's the low density structure. Am I even trying to build that here? Yep. Steel is what I'm lacking. Okay. And it's not for want of resources. Alright, there we go. We're going to need to hook up the other stone mine too. Well, that being said, connecting to these stone mines, actually, I think that's what we were planning to do, simply because they're en route. And they're not going to produce anything that's going to attract the natives. They don't get attracted to pollution. That being said, down here is even better. We will probably go for that, actually. Down there for a stone mine. So let me add that into the list of things we need to do before we leave. There we go. Yeah, we need to ensure that we've got... Oh. Why is there a lack of plastic? Bioflux. Lack of jelly, lack of mash. Can't get rid of seeds? That's unfortunate. Okay, it's getting rid of them now. Or should do. All right, yeah, we have got way too much waste on this line. I'm going to say that once it gets down here, if it can't be processed, it gets rid. Because as it stands, this is not... I need it to be moving, basically. Oh, never mind. Off it goes. Very nice, very nice. Did you take the good stuff? Yes, I think you mostly did. Alright, that's good. Where does it stop? It's basically stalled here. Oh, no, I needed that. Actually, and what I wanted was the input priority. I want things to be able to filter through there so that they can once again filter out on this side. The issue I'm struggling with is I need to keep both sides of these belts right. I've learned so much about things that I need to bear in mind for this system, like, for example, always loading not side loading a belt or loading directly onto a belt. I want to load onto a dedicated waste belt and then have that merge to make sure that there's always flow. There's a lot of little things like that that I very much need to learn. But what I will do, the other big thing actually is that we're burning this stuff, and the only reason I'm burning it is to get rid of it, to get it off these belts. There is no reason to burn this fuel. Like, we're getting so little return on it. It's kind of wild. Let's make sure more of the rot does go back into the system. Otherwise these... Well, that being said, we're generating enough rot in this system that I probably don't need to prioritize that. We should be okay. Right, plastic is on the move again. Right, now that I've done that, let me quickly sort out my steel production. Nothing is ever quick in this factory, that's a lie. There we go. I'm going to want this to move back. Regular splitter. And bring that through. We lost a couple of inserters, but that's all. The mines are doing an absolutely amazingly good job. They are truly doing a fantastic job. The question is, should I go out there and intentionally clear up these nests? It would buy us a little bit of time, but it's a very half-hearted solution. It's not really going to fix things for us. Oh, another rocket ready. Okay. Never mind. Pridwin's on its way back to pick up more science as well. Let's go to Nauvis and check in on the production. They're all doing well. What a mess of a system that is, but you know, it's doing its job, I guess. It is in fact getting the job done. I'm going to need to make a rot output for this one as well, though. Thinking about it. Make sure I can get rid of any rot that gets into this chest by request. Much like I've got over there. That was a bigger hit. My biggest concern is if we're taking so long to get rid of regular attackers, are the big stompers going to be something I can handle? It is a worry. I to Black asked, what exactly is that mess doing? The one on Novice? Oh, this. Right, so this is just saying, hey, I want this much, or rather, you know, a lot of everything. 1K of everything, actually. Probably shouldn't have had that. This one is taking everything that comes from the logistics network. And then each of these are checking for... These are all of the selection signals for every type of science. So because my production facilities have all got quality on them, sometimes I just get random high quality science. And so this is simply requesting all the highest quality of any type of science that I've got and bringing it down here to be processed. And it's requesting a single stack of each item that goes through it. So I could have just set up something along those lines, literally just one entry for each and every quality level of every type of thing, but I wanted to see what would be involved in doing that programmatically. Have you verified that it doesn't work when merged with normal quality? Because I'm fairly certain that works just fine. What do you mean? Have you verified that it doesn't work when merged with normal quality? This simply requests, like right now, it's requesting the highest quality item that I've got of all of them. Oh, if you're asking, do these not work? No. If they're on the belt, they're on the belt. That's fine. They get used. Like, as you can see over there, they will eventually get used. They do get input. This was because there was just random ones in my system all over the place. Just from where I was redesigning the science labs. This isn't because having them on the belt doesn't work. It was distributed all across the base in various locations. And the alternative was like having a single chest on each belt requesting only that item stuff. And this just seemed like a faster way of doing it. Just getting it all in one place. Rather than setting up, you know, a distribution of chests hither and yon all over the place. Does selector not work with each signal? How do you mean? Oh, it doesn't have an each, I don't think. No. Oh, it does have an each here, though. But I wonder how that... Let me double check that. That might have actually been a much better way of doing it. Thank you very much for pointing it out. But I've got a funny feeling this might not work. We'll see. So... Quality transfer. You're being so noisy. We want the signal of red signs, for example. This was something I set up right at the end of the of the stream last time, so forgive me if it's a little bit skewy. Right, so what's your output signal? Let's find out. Yeah. No, the each signal is just sending that, whatever the highest quality of the red science is, out on every single network. Every single item. So yeah, it can see every item in the logistics network, so it's looking for whatever the highest quality of red beaker in the network is, and then applying it to every single item on the network and outputting that. Whereas I wanted to only output it as a red beaker. There's probably a more elegant way to set this up. I can only assume there is. But for the time being. Right. Yeah, I would love it if you could use the inequality request. Yeah. I would love it if you could use inequality, but with inequality, it can only be used in trash requests. Basically, get rid of inequality above this amount or something like that. Which is not exactly ideal for us, really. Yeah, we kind of need to speed up our research rate, if I'm honest. We're not getting a lot of science out of each one presently. You can filter for inequality. Let me pop that in here, for example. So, inequality. Let's go for red beaker. Does that work? Oh, it does. They didn't let you do that previously. Though, that being said, I suppose another way of doing it would just... there we are. I can't... you selected a filter that matches more qualities than one quality. In this case, you can only select trash filters, but requests can't be used for this ambiguity. So I can't say, only bring me the higher than normal quality items. You can filter for, but not request, yeah. I wonder, let me have a quick check of something. I wonder if it would be possible to use this. If each... Can I filter by quality? Each does not support. Shame. No, it doesn't support quality either. No. Shame. I would like to check. Because I could check against, like I could filter it based on only beakers using the combinator, but then I would need a way of filtering. I assume it would be the same, but could you not equals normal? I still couldn't search for each. Because I can't filter it in that way. One decider that has multiple conditions in red greater than green and then output each. I can't, the red and green, like, because I can't use each, I would still be stuck making an individual line for every version of every beakers, which is completely not useful. Again, if I have to create a single line for every quality of every beaker, you're just brute forcing a problem, and I've already solved the problem without using brute force. If there is a programmatic solution that is smaller than this, then I'm interested in that. But having to manually enter in each and every beaker with each and every quality, that kind of defeats the purpose here. But what I have right now will request the best quality that I have. Right now, the best quality I have is not amazing. So that's just the way that one is. But it does request the best versions I've got. Yeah, no, exactly. I could have, I said right at the beginning, I could have achieved this by making like 5 versions for each beaker in the requester chest. That would have worked. It wouldn't have been good, but it would have worked. Like, at this point, we've stripped all of the various qualities. This system isn't actually necessary anymore. It's already stripped all of the qualities out, so we don't need to worry about it. Oh no, we're not going to leave the Gleber base to be lost. That's the whole point of this stream. We're polishing the Gleber base so that it's capable of managing itself in our absence. So we've got a couple of things. First, I need to build a new stone mine. I need a new jelly nut farm. We've already done this one, so I can take that off. Need this new state machine for loading and unloading the supply train. I want an infrastructure mall so that when I'm not here, I can get things built that I need that are like just random gubbins. But also, like, if I need a new tank, I can have a new tank built. Right, we have emptied out the steel. That is not great. Sorry, the iron. Ultra ungreat. But we do have 2 rockets ready. So there is that, at least. So Pridwan is able to bring over a decent bit of stuff. I would say, however, that we are... well, actually, we're not too bad. We are probably wasting some of the material, but it's nothing too horrible at the moment, I would say. Not too horrible. How's the power over here, by the way? Oh, we're fine, actually. Our steam engines only really kick in when they need to. I wouldn't mind upgrading the steam engines, though. Using the heating towers. I wonder, would the heating tower be better than these? Hey, Ocean, how you doing, mate? 18 months of a propaganda, being British and giving it a proper look. Fair enough. Alright, well, the to-do list is ready for us to do. So let's crack on with that. We've got rails being manufactured. If I really want to, I could make raised rails, and there is some value to that. For that, I would need steel, iron stick, concrete. Got steel, we've got the iron sticks. I just need the water and the concrete, and the water is down here. The concrete is as well. I could just build it up there and just bring the concrete over. I could even belt the concrete over, actually. Sure. Iron sticks. Okay, let's move you down. Steel. And then I just need to bring over a supply of concrete. I need to switch this one to the reinforced concrete though, or refined concrete. There we are. And we'll just do it this way. There's no reason to do it any other way. Whoop. Now, refined concrete. The only reason I want this is for these. I'm going to move these two. Don't specifically need them there. It gives me that warning every time a mine gets destroyed. The whole point of a mine is to be destroyed so that something more important does not. That's great. These on the go. Okay, so steel. Don't need that. Just want the steel. You're wondering what I just did there? I just copied the ingredient into it. This is an ugly way of doing it. I know. It hurts my brain too. Snack size is 10. I don't need more than that at a time. As for elevated rails, I believe the elevated rails are actually quite limited. You don't need many. You just need one every so often. Yeah, and they've got a stack size of 20, so that's fine. All right, am I making the power poles? I don't think I am. I am not. We absolutely need those to be made. Aavak, your videos make my day. When I have a bad day, I watch your videos and they make my day better. Oh, that's incredibly kind of you to say, Vladimir. I'm sorry that you're having bad days, though. But I'm glad I can, in some small way, distract you from them. Right. We will eventually run out of these, and that is going to be a bad day for us. And that will be a very, very bad day for us. So I actually do need those to be on them all. Like, desperately so. I think, given the urgency of that, I'm going to set a couple of things up to be properly mauled. We've got our inserters over here. And I do believe that we've got some belts being made. Let's part of them all, but not many in that regard. Where am I making the... Oh, doing that over here. That's fine. I don't mind those being done by bot. We've got circuits being done. They're not getting many of the green circuits right now, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, that's because we didn't have iron moving. That's fine. It's back up and running now. Though, once again, stalled. Not sure why. We just keep getting stalling happening. The feast and famine going on here is kind of egregious. Are they just not able to pick them up fast enough? Are they getting back? Oh, they're getting backstuffed. Right. Okay. And then that is a prime candidate for getting these upgraded then. I need to get them out of these locations as quickly as they're able to. And onwards. There we go. Because we don't want them to jam. There we are. Some of them will get onto the line, but I don't mind too much if that happens. They'll eventually get properly processed. Okay. But yeah, so we got inserters, we got ammo, we got some circuits, we've got the necessary gubbins for our space program. I would like to put red circuits on the bus, if I'm honest. If that can be a thing we can manage, it would be grand. I'm currently splitting off a bunch of them. And that is important to do. But let's do that in a different location. Here would be fine. I've left room, well, normally for these. The lights are going to have to move. But I would like to bring the red circuits down and have them move up along this route. I'll need to use blue tunnels to get across there, but that's fine for the sake of getting this area set up properly. I'm all right with that. I'm probably going to want this. Ooh. No, we're going to have to go around. Fair enough. That isn't the worst thing. There we go. Right, setting that up, it isn't the most terrible place for it. It's by far not the best either. Oh, picked up a couple of bits of weaponry. Why? Oh, my bad. Let me go and clean that mess up. Are we at least getting the iron through correctly now? It looks like we are. Let's just hoover up this mess. It was a lot of mess. But we are done now, I think. Let's get these in trash. There we go. Right. Plastic should absolutely not be there. It should continue along. So 1, 2, it'll come out, tunnel there. Yep. I'll just drop that off. Excuse me. 1, 2, 1, 2. As much as this is a mess, I don't see any reason to force it to remain one. Right, rocket fuel productivity has gone up. So making rocket fuel now is going to be that much more efficient, which is quite nice. We're now working on plastic productivity. Wouldn't mind working on steel productivity as well, though that's exceedingly expensive. That one we've already leveled up a few times, though. Show me that one down. 2,000, 4,000. Yeah, let's... we'll go for the Spidertron after that. Who knows, maybe we will have a Spidertron before we're done here. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm not going to be upset if we do get one. Right, so... that was red circuits. I also want the blue circuits, which is going to be a tricky one. But let's go ahead and drop all those in there. Now, how am I going to get those down here? Yeah, I think that line is going to have to be the blues. As much as I kind of hated myself for having decided to, for no reason other than, you know, I'm just going to be finicky like that, upgrade all of the base's belts to blue, there is a part of me that's really thankful for it now, because I've got this abundance of blue belt around that I can use for making long tunnels and such. It ended up working to my favor, even though it shouldn't have. Now, getting through here is genuinely going to be a problem, though. So I'm going to have to just accept that occasionally I'm going to need to spaghetti my way. Again, once we have cliff explosives, I just don't see a point in struggling to make this work, to fit it into just all these tiny little cliffed off areas. When once we've got cliff explosives, we can make this whole area so much more convenient to work with. 5 more turrets gone down. I am actually making turrets, aren't I? Yeah. That's why all of this is messy. Gonna need to move you. Actually, no, I'm gonna need that one to allow these to go. I'm just gonna have to have these ones go over it, rather. And then I need to go down the cliff. Right, that brings this line up here where I'm gonna need it. Okay. That brings me all of the gubbins. Oh, sadly, we really are not producing that much iron. Honestly, these aren't really getting it. There's too much iron on the... Yeah, have they all backed up again? No, now they're out of bioflux. And that is because of a lack of Yamako fruit. Hmm. I mean, this part does make sense to me. It's just right now, it's just awful. I could either enforce that jelly nuts get used a lot faster and just burn things, or I just need more trains collecting Yamako fruit. I only have one station that requests, and so because of the time it takes for a single train to fill, it does cause me issue. Off you go. What is the interrupt for that? If 120 seconds have passed, then it leaves with whatever it's got. It doesn't wait there longer than 120 seconds. I'm not entirely sure that that's worthwhile for me. I think I'm going to take that out. Yeah. Right. We're still down one pipe, really. Have I just not made pipes? Oh, I'm definitely not making pipes, actually, yeah. Pop those into my trash so that they're available to the system. Okay. Right. Also, why is the plastic... we kind of want to improve that. We can do that down here. Let's lane balance this. Right, yeah. Alright, so first things first, what's the next most important thing to have on the available to them all? We've got inserters. We do not have chests. We do not have belts. I would say belts are probably the next biggest thing that we need. So with that in mind, let's just pop back to Nauvis and copy what I've got there for the belts and then just extend it. I'll upgrade it. Flip that. Clunk. Alright, I would like these to be upgraded to these. Do I want these to be... oh, well, I guess speed. Doesn't really matter too much. But if I've got them, I may as well use them. Right, so this requires iron and gears. This requires gears and electronic circuits. This requires iron and those. Then these require gears. And then finally we will have the others just beyond it. Let me just lay down some landfill though. Make sure all of this is filled in, buildable. I actually want these requesters for all of the... oh, sorry, I wanted, not requesters, I wanted buffer chests. This should request all of these. This way, they'll always be recycled if they're available. Yep, that works. That works. Hey, crack-a-lackin'. Wait, underground belts can cross cliffs? Well, I may have made some mistakes in my factories. Oh yeah, no, cliffs are just things you can't walk through. They're basically just pipes that don't transfer any liquid. That's all they are. You can run underground belts underneath them. You can move rails across them with elevated rails, of course. Right, and then we want something very similar. Oh, actually, we want probably one more back. These will be making those. Actually, let's just grab this whole set. Well, what do they require? Yeah, pretty much same thing. So it is literally just this again. All the way down. Yes, I know you're still there. Yes, yes, yes. Honestly, the minefields are doing just staggeringly wonderful. I should make a better mine configuration. I just wish so hard that I could just snap them to grid. If only. And if you're wondering why I keep saying this, it's because there's a part of me that hopes that someone in stream just wasn't here when I've said it previously, and they're just going to be like, well, you just do this. And all my prayers will be answered. And I will be happy at last. Right, and with that, I just need... Ooh, what are you doing? Oh, I don't think that was actually for this build. That was just something that I was moving through the factory on Nauvis. No, I'm going to need him further back. Also going to want to move these over there and then replace them with these. Ah, it doesn't work. Much sad. That will be for these. Actually, I'm going to have to do the same thing for these, aren't I? There you go. Actually, what I can do is clunk. Now, if I hook them up, they should have the wiring in there. Yes, they do. More or less want to do exactly the same thing. Just want to limit how much they produce. Though, given that I use these more, I'm going to say you're allowed to have 300 available. Oh, okay. These ones are for blue belts. Likewise here, 300. Don't store more than that. And this one for the tunnels, and don't store more than a stack of those. There we are. Okay. Well, Zenkai, thank you ever so much for the resub, mate. Welcome back. 47 months. Hi all, can't stick around, but hope everyone enjoys, and thanks for the content. You're more than welcome, buddy. Thank you very much for the support. Alright, where am I producing lubricant? It is over here. Notice how positive lubricant is. It is lubricant. Actually, that joke doesn't make sense in English. Never mind. Cant is Welsh for 100. Actually, I suppose the English version of that joke is the opposite. It's lubricant, not lubricant, but it doesn't work as well in Welsh. Pop. Gleber check. Still on Gleber, yes. Okay. Blueprints have the option to snap to... Yes, you're right, but... You are correct on that. You are actually 100% correct. However, the mine, because it's free placed, I think would still like cross the line. I'm here to steal all of your iron and smith it into iron daggers. Then I shall walk at an incredibly slow pace towards the nearest shop and bankrupt them by selling them all the iron daggers. I see someone has been playing a little bit too much Skyrim. I wonder what would happen if you just placed down a single mine and then blueprinted it, though. Let's do it. Okay, so that was exactly in the... Wow. Did I accident... I did. Perfection. Freestyle. Alright, okay. Snap to grid. Can I move this? No. There we go. Exactly in the middle. It is. My God. I placed it perfectly. Never again will anything be as perfect as this. My Lord. I wish that I could do this properly. Let me go down. Where was I doing that? By the way. Oh, they're down here. I have no idea how I managed it, but I did it, and I'm happy with that. Let's get rid of you. Like I said, there will never again be a time with such perfection. There we go. Actually, can I make it so I can... I'm using absolute. Let's use relative. My Lord. Do I just want a grenade hand... book of grenades? The big book of grenades. What do you think, chat? Is that big enough to be used for stamping? I think it is. Can you share that blueprint string? I want to check something. By all means. By all means. I forget. Export to string. There you go. Just copy it. Right, okay, here it comes. Pow. Now, I guess if I used absolute... I mean, it's not as convenient, but... Actually... Wait a second, let me... What do we lose? We lost one thing, that's fine. Let me just see something. Okay, so snap to grid, absolute. But... No, I want to turn this back on. I forget how to move the flag. Is it shift? Right. So that is the grid position. So I've not managed to put it exactly where it needs to be. Let's make it relative. Can I? Sad. Unless, actually, let's see. There we go. This on absolute. Zeroing it in on the absolute location. Create. Alright, now if I were to stamp this down. Tileable mines. That's it. The biters are dead. They've lost this war. They had but one chance alone to be able to survive. But here we are. They flubbed it. They weren't quick enough. The Aavak's evolution score got too high, too fast. Get off my mines, scoundrels. Do you trigger your own mines? No. Thank God. I'd be super dead if you did. Super dead. Right. Okay, so I want to do one more thing. Kind of want to tile it with the tiling there. So, whomp. Include tiles. Yes. Save blueprint. Thank you. Okay. Time for landmines everywhere, more or less. We'll start on this side. Oh. Because this isn't aligned perfectly. This is why we can't have nice things. Alright. I'll just make it relative. It would be funny if boom puffs set off nearby mines. That would actually be hilarious, yes. Let me clear this up first. I know this is potentially risky, but... This is now ultra no man's land. We're not kidding around anymore. War crime levels. You're kind of right, though. I don't like that you're right, but you're kind of right. Okay. Let's get all this hooked up. So I need iron and gears here, and only gears there. So I'm going to say, let's have a look. How can I get this one to work? I'll do. We're going to want this going through here. And at the top, cancel that. Going to want iron coming through here. There we go. Don't need any more of these actually, so those should really just be on that route. Right, at this stage, don't need this here anymore. So let's be rid of this, as we're making a proper place for it. There we are. And then finally this one as well. And that will give us blue. Okay. Once all of that's finished being deployed, I am going to need pipes though. Did all the pipes really get deployed already? Okay, well, you go ahead and grab as many as you need. If the Geneva Convention applied to games, we would have far fewer games. Like, an enormous amount of people's Steam libraries would just go away. And it would be things you wouldn't even necessarily think of as well. Like, it would be a lot of games in trivial ways do not adhere to the Geneva Convention. And then some games wouldn't be impacted at all because the country where that game was made didn't sign up with the Geneva Convention. Not all countries have. Which is a bit of a problem, really. Oh. Oops. There you go. You can choose from Pong or Tetris. Yeah, kind of. Right, okay. Let's dump a load of these. I'll request some back. That's fine. Let's dump all of those. Don't need them on me. Same with these. Ooh, quite a lot of damage over there. Still okay. I'm going to wait until this minefield is properly laid before I start laying the other minefields. There's enough going on. Right. So that takes care of the belts. What's the next thing we need to worry about? Chests? Probably. We're going to want all of the chests being made. Pretty much anything that's in the list of supplies for the train need to be available. Wrong one. So these are available now. That's available. These are not. I don't believe. Robots, repair packs, power pole. Oh yeah, power poles actually. We've got the inserters. That's good. The lamps, I think radars are available. All of these are available. Let's just double check. Yeah, landfill, rails. Yep. Actually, gates are available. Am I making radars? I should be. No. Okay. So, again, if we look back down here, so next on the list then for us, I'm going to say is power poles, then chests, then radar, then bots. Power poles next. Kind of moving out in this direction, which I dislike. What am I going to need for this? Steel, iron stick, copper. Steel, iron stick, copper. Steel, copper cable. Steel, iron stick, copper cable, rather. And advanced circuits. Not a problem. Not an issue. We're also going to need... no, actually, that is all we're going to need. For the chests, I'm going to need a steel chest. And actually, they're fantastically easy to do. It's just red and green circuits on the steel chest. And the steel chest just requires steel. So I'm going to do that one first, as that's a very, very simple build. I'm just going to build it up here. Let's do it one further up. Two, three, four, five. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to need one more, which we can put there. This one will be making the steel chests, and we'll be outputting them onto this belt. These will pick up from the back. Honestly, I could easily have the red and green circuits on this line as well. This really wouldn't be a problem. Let's pop you there. I don't know why I'm still using these power poles, if I'm perfectly honest, considering I've got substations readily available. Have you really not got... My lord. Alright. I'm just going to make that available to the train. But that's one of the main reasons why we need to set up more stone mining, because we are hopelessly out. If I set up a stone mine there, they're just going to attack it. I think this place is just amazing. A single stop there could service all of these stone mines, so wouldn't need to be updated for a long time. There we go. And then I simply need... this line to be a mixed red and green. All right, you make me requesters. Passive providers. You know what? Make this one active provider. Storage. Requester. And buffer. There we go. There we go. And then I just need steel on the far side. Of course, I gave away all my bloody landfill, didn't I? Need to bring the steel up. There we go. And there you have it. Nice and indeed simple. These are not going to be put onto a belt. They are simply going to be popped into provider chests. Gated provider chests. I don't need more than one stack of any of them. Alright, but now we most certainly need extra roboport coverage. So let's pop one of these down over here. As soon as you're ready. Hopefully there is a bot on the way with that landfill. Yes, there is. Marvellous. How are we looking over here? It's just the landfill we need. There we go. That's got enough landfill to load this up. I'm not sure why it isn't. Oh, because it's going by order of what it's got the least of. So it's kind of rotating through them all. Right. Okay, we should now be seeing... Oh, I need to clear out that last little bit. That's fine. Hopefully we'll see some more green circuits on the belt, but that's quite heavily dependent on the amount of iron that we get on the belt, which is not a lot, if I'm honest. As much as I wish it were. So why... Yeah, it's just the Yamako fruit. We're not moving enough of it. And part of that is just the fact that I'm not allowing more to be brought in. I guess I could request the amount of trains. Yeah, I could. What I can do here is... Instead of outputting one, I can output the amount of trains that it would accept. But the problem is I've got no stacker, so that would not work. It can only handle one train at a time. And perhaps that is part of the problem. And I should fix that. I could position a stacker over here. I mean, to be fair, it's already calling for another one, so... Maybe, honestly, the problem is I just need another Yamako farm. Yeah, I could see that being the case. Okay, well, we'll get to that in a moment then. Right, we've got chests being made, so next up is the power poles, which needs iron plate, copper, and steel. The first thing it will need is the production of copper wire. Let's rotate that around. Copper and iron. I'll have these branch through here. Ooh, that one was a nasty one. They managed to get fairly deep in there. More mines would almost certainly fix the problem. We'll see what we can do. The irony in not having enough power to make the thing that will give us the power. Well, we do have enough power. It's just silliness. Oh, there we go. Oh, I needed to put that a little bit further down. Oh, yeah. What else did we lose? Well, they hit quite a lot of those mines, actually. My lord, that... Like, when are you going to deliver the landfill? My goodness. I guess everywhere needs a little bit, and they're all stockpiling some landfill. They're only asking for a stack each, though. Yeah, that's got over a stack there. What about you? Over a stack there. So they shouldn't be taking any more. So all of the remainder should go here. From this point forward. Which, that's fine. Right. Let's go and fix that. What's the stock levels of repair packs like? That's a good question. The easiest way to check is to see if I've got any down here. And I do not. Maybe I should quickly throw down a temporary production of repair packs. Let's do something like that over here then, where there's already power. All it needs is gears and electronic circuits. Honestly, given how simple that is, let's just do it properly then. Because we are probably getting low on them. Gears and electronic circuits can be provided over here. Could I get two of these in? Oh, I can't. I could do it here, though. Has this got enough room? Ah, damn it. It does not. My frustration is immeasurable. I can probably fit it down here, maybe? Yes. But would I be able to get the gears and the electronic parts over there? That is another kettle of fish entirely. Yes, I would. This is going to be the tightest possible little build, but it should work. I don't like doing this, though, I'm going to be honest. The spaghetti is... I feel we can all agree this is truly premium spaghetti right here. You would have to pay a lot of money to get this kind of spaghetti at a restaurant. Right, how much do they actually require for that? Not that much. Hopefully we'll start seeing some more green circuits getting down here, but that's anyone's guess. Actually, no, we've got a bit of iron moving through the system again, so... But we are not producing a lot of anything, really. Right. Oh, wait. What? So, why did I set... I have no idea why I decided to set that up like that. I was like, yeah, let's just make some green circuits for no apparent reason. Certainly don't need them. But I'll make them anyway. It'll be fine. Alright, copper wire, iron sticks, and steel plates. So I'm probably going to want to pop you here. You can make me my iron sticks. And this will be for steel. We're just waiting for some green circuits. Wait a second. Yeah, no, that's correct. Just waiting for some green circuits to get to the end of this line, but reality is my laser turret is stealing most of them. It's going to continue, unfortunately. Again, there's such a feast and famine going on with the iron bacteria due to the infrequent deliveries of Yamako. Yeah, the farms that we've got are not having enough time to regrow, unfortunately. Having more farms or a stacker which would allow more trains to attend to the same job would help it a little bit. But only a little. I mean, the reality is I could have the Pridwen bring over some circuits. I hate to do it, but mostly because of how ineffective it is. Oh, actually, they can bring 2,000. All right. It's okay. Bring along 2,000 green circuits then, please. And at Gleber, I'm going to say request 2,000. This won't be particularly helpful, you understand. But it'll be good enough for now. Hell, there's probably some green circuits in there. Oh no, there's actually no green circuits in the logistics grid. Never mind. Fair enough. Right. Let's check on Pridwen. There's only 1,500 available on planet. Really? That sounds like a fib. That has to be a fib. I don't believe you. Are we actually storing them anyway? Yes, we are. There we go. Okay, now this is looking a lot better, but Gleber desperately needs those green circuits. Right. Also going to need the landfill there. Right, so I need 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. This one for basic poles. Actually, why did I copy that over? This one for large poles. Then finally, the substation is going to need, instead of iron sticks, it's going to need red circuits. That's fine. How do I bring them over here, though? Actually, shouldn't be too much trouble for me now. In fact, let's move that down a little bit further. Oh, actually, I can fit it in there. No, I cannot. What am I thinking? I guess along that route wouldn't be the worst. There we go. And once again, don't want a lot of these to be stockpiled. Just want 1 stack of each. Right. Checking on the Pridwen. Have you gotten everything you need? You are on the way, so I'm assuming you have. Yes, you have. Fantastic. What? Belting copper wire? Sacrilege. I mean, I'm belting it locally. It's not like I'm belting it on the bus. We're not that mad yet. The efficiency is probably okay. Well, okay, I can't see the efficiency anymore, but I think it was like at 80%, somewhere around there. Alright, there we go. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Gleber, you're now producing belts, so stop requesting them. Right, there we go. And the green circuit's heading down onto the belt. Fantastic. We just got a train delivery. Okay. So that gives us all of the power poles that we're going to need. Now I just need to get... oh, actually the repair packs are already done, so that's fine. Okay, so power, chests, belts, repair packs, inserters. What were the last remaining items? These are all taken care of. These taken care of. All of those, all of those, all of those. We've got lights as well. Radar. Walls are already done. Radar. And then Roboport stuff. And then we are done with all of the mall-related gubbins. Wow. And for this, I just need iron plate, gears, and electronic circuits. Is there anywhere that would be useful for that already? No. Not really. Okay, fair enough. Let's make it over here then. Don't need it to be higher up, honestly. I can easily pop it here. I'll leave one gap just for the sake of convention, though. Alright, so I'm going to want this one to be radar. Much as I've done elsewhere, though, I'm only going to allow one stack of these. I don't need more than that. Electric circuits, how much do you want? 5, 5, and 10, so I guess iron plates on the closest line. And then gears and electronic circuits on the more distant line. I love the swell in this particular piece of music. So good. It's really got an epic quality to it. Right, so I'm going to have this one here. I'm immediately going to tunnel it. This one will go up a little bit. And around. And down. There we go. That should take care of everything, assuming the landfill is still available. Which it might not be. No, there we go. There we are. So that gets us the radars. And so now, as I said, it's just the bot stuff. But I think I absolutely need to take care of the stone mine before I get to that. I don't think we have the ability to really sustain me dilly-dallying any longer. Yeah, it's just the bots now. Gates are already being made, actually. When I was looking around, I spotted them. Oh god, they go through so many of them so fast. Or was that one big one that went down? I don't know. I can't tell if that was just one big one or... Hard to tell. Very hard to tell. Either way, let's go get stone sorted. Bridge 1 will bring along a bunch of extra green circuits, so I'm not going to have to worry about that one too much. But it is very much high time for me to get the train line continued and a new train station set up. I'm going to have to make a location to drop off, though, first. I really should make some sort of simple Gleber style station setup. We'll see. Alright, for the trains, let's go all the way through. There we go. This is depot. This is a fruit train. This is a request train. Bullet train request. This will work, I guess. Sure. Let's bring it down just... Well, no, we can pop it there. It's fine. So, tonk. I want this for stone. There we go. And I can send this the other way. Actually, it's probably best not to do that. We'll send her in this direction instead. Can I get over that? I can. I do it with a single... Let's have a look. Yeah. Works for me. Oh, yeah. And then at this point, somewhere around here, we hook in. For the time being, it would be better after this, so let's move this forward to there and move all of this behind that. There we go. That's all that set up. Mostly is. I need one train stop, so let's go quickly make one of those in my pocket. Throw it into the trash so it's available to the network. Allow one of the bots to come collect it and then go deploy it. And that'll do everything I need. And there we go. We'll change the color. I want it to be more of a stony color. About there. I'll do. Alright. Request the station set. This does not have a radar to hook up to, though. So I am going to need to make one of those.
Oh. I'm a little bit surprised that I do it this way. Unfortunate, but it's going to keep happening until I get this set up a little bit better. Oh, I changed the trains to request. Oh, wow. That was a bit of a chonky attack. We lost 8 turrets there. Let's not make sure I'm not walking over the tracks, because I'm going to die to navigating like that. It's going to happen. Just is. Output stone. Well, yeah, output stone 1. Is that within range? No, it is not. So let's pop one of these down here then. Because I can. Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of things attacking right now, aren't there? How are we doing for belts? We're starting to stockpile some. Oh, I didn't set these up to request. My bad. There we go. Also, I just noticed it's probably that time, champ. Right, you don't need to be requesting any of these. Likewise with you. And with you. There we go. We'll start producing a lot more stuff now. Okay, power poles are being made. Glorious. I mean, we're not making many. Certainly not. But, you know, we are making them, which is the main thing. I wonder if Pridwen would be able to pick up some repair kits too. Ooh. Ouch. That's kind of painful. No, we should make those on site. Yeah, no, we definitely need to make those on site. There's no way we can afford to do that remotely via rocket launches. That is rubbish. Right. Okay, so we got our trains. If I set up a stacker now, that's going to solve a bunch of problems before they become big problems. So let's work on that. Why are you having such trouble doing that? How weird. Alright, let's hop into the tank. We're going to head on out. Hopefully not get run over. You can never be too sure when you're dealing with trains. Actually, I'm going to need to start requesting landfill again. In fact, I'm going to need to start requesting a couple of things again. Damn. Alright. First, let's get rid of these out of my inventory. Actually, what do I need for that? Steel and iron. Let's keep a little bit. I need at least one stop. Get rid of these. Move back into logistics range, hopefully. Right. Oh, we're still going to require some things back, actually. Take those out of there for now. Take these out of there. Don't need those on my requests. All those. All these. Oh, actually, I'm going to need the electric mining drills. Let's request those. Thinking about it. As many as I can get. I'm going to want to request a stack of these. Also a stack of these. Apparently we've got none available. Really? Have we not made any yet? Ah, crap. Okay. I apparently did not pay close enough attention. There we go. Right now, thankfully, it's just little uns. Though they've stopped there, and I'm not quite sure why. Curious. Have I got any landfill in my pocket? I do not. That is going to be a problem. That is most assuredly going to be a problem. You know what then? Maybe right now I just get the system going. I don't need to make a stacker to bring the stone. Let's just get that working for now. Actually, that's outside of the range of the towers. So if I wait up here, I'm hopeful I will be sent the landfill I need. We'll see. Maybe not, though. Oh, I didn't set up a request for it. I'm a dummy. There, yeah. Might be too late now because it's all on the train, but oh well. Let's just see if we can't get this little bit sorted. New. I'll be able to recover some of the landfill from this section, so let's just do that. This has broken this part, so I do need to get that sorted as a matter of some extreme urgency. Why don't we just have this part reconnect that line? Did they really steal it and not bring it back? Oh, those scallywags. They did indeed. There we go. Right, that should be fixed now on its own. Right, there we are. That'll give us a little bit more room to work with the stacker down here, because I can have it branch at this point. And it should also let a train back up. Yeah, there we are. Hello, Unsound Shinobi. Okay, it is that time though for me to go on a tea break. I genuinely do need to go on one. So even though I'm worried for the factory a little bit, we're gonna step away. Scary times are these. Scary, scary times. But necessary times. I am going to begin the process of laying down more minefields. Oh, actually, first let me clean these minefields. Nothing to see here. Absolutely no war crimes. 0 war crimes. Just like my number of deaths. I could help out this area by going and clearing those nests first, though. Do we want to do that quickly so that I don't have to worry too much? Yes, we do. Let's go. I have got tank shells now. This will undoubtedly go fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh wow, tank shells actually do wreck them. Well, here we are then. Wow. Okay, tank shells genuinely wreck them. What the heck? Alright. I will clear a couple of the other nests before I go, so I don't have to worry too much about all of my landmines. Though you're probably going to set a bunch of them off, aren't you? Most likely. At least a few. I have consistently underestimated the oomph of these high-powered tank shells this entire playthrough. Though hitting you guys is a pain in the backside. Quite a pain in the backside, actually. Can you come down here instead? I would love it if you just wander over to all the mines. That would be great. There we go. Mischief managed. Okay, you can catch up with me if you want. Thank you. But again, I have consistently underestimated just how amazing these things are. This entire playthrough. Okay. Remove the big stomper behind me, please. Okay, maybe don't drive through everything. Also, we just had a raid, but I'm in the tank right now. Multiply, hello, mate. I am being chased by Gribblies. Slimy Gribblies. I may have brought it on myself by shooting their egg rafts, but they Gribblied at me funny. So I feel justified. This is self-defense, I tell you. Right, that's good enough. Good lord, these tank shells though. Why was I sleeping on this? Okay. That has largely removed the constant drain on our resources from having to repair and or rearm the defenses here. For now, that'll be good enough. I'm not going to do the same down here because it's much further away. And also, I don't think the nests are as big of a threat. Completely justified. They both looked at you funny and just look funny. See, Multiply understands, but hello, mate. How are you doing? What were you playing? You were playing Bizarre, weren't you? How are you finding that? Please don't say how bizarre. Well, let's get a shout out in chat for Multiply. Bizarre is so fun. I have been enjoying it a lot. I haven't done any content on it yet, but I have been enjoying it a lot. I have not yet gotten a 10 round win though, and this pains me. I don't get a lot of time to play it though, so I haven't had the opportunity to properly sit down and just sink a couple of hours into it in one go. I get a game here and there every so often. But I hope you were doing well, mate. I hope you had many, many wins. I did not get all the eggs. I'm going to let the eggs hatch. I have no particular interest in picking up the eggs. In fact, on that note, let's just go in here and deposit the eggs into the system. The 2 eggs that I've got. Please take them somewhere else. Please make sure it's somewhere safe. Where are you taking them? That is not a safe place. Oh, no, it was. I lied. That was the correct place to put the eggs. Well done. I did get some. 2, exactly. And they are now in the system. 110 win, a few 6 to 7. Yeah, that's pretty much where I sit most of the time, is the 6 to 7 wins. Sad that my only win was pufferfish, though. I break for meme builds. The best runs that I have had have been ammo focused. I really want to get back into and invest time in Factorio, but there is the catch. I just don't have the time to give it for now. Completely understood. There is a lot more time sucking potential in Factorio now than there ever was, and that is scary in and of itself. But well worth the effort if you should find the time. Well worth the effort, in my opinion. The last thing we're going to do over here before I go on tea break, because you have unfortunately caught me at my designated tea break time, and I really can't put it off any longer. We're going to do some more war crimes. Just a little bit of war crimes, though. Very, very moderate amount of war crimes. There we go. All right, those mines, once they get built up, will be more than adequate, I should imagine, to defend this location for quite some time. And considering that pretty much all of the resources on this planet are infinite, by virtue of the fact that we're getting them from plants, we will, you know, we don't need to worry about running out of any particular mines. The only thing we run out of is stone for the landfill, but we're going to sort that out when I come back off tea break, chat. It is time. It's a shame that we're not going to be getting the jelly nut farm yet, but we will be getting it. We will be getting it. We could leave Gleber at any point at this stage. Well, actually, the last thing is the roboports, but once those are built, then for all intents and purposes, we could just leave. Gleber would be able to handle itself for the most part. I would like to make sure that the defenses are properly defended and that there is plenty of materials from multiple farms. So maybe one jelly nut and then one other Yamako fruit farm. And we should be golden. We'll see how that goes, though. Right, it is tea break time. Thank you so much for the raid multiplier. It was incredibly kind of you. I hate to have to dash moments after a raid, but I am parched, and that just won't do. So, going to be stepping away for about 5 to 10 minutes. Give me time to properly brew a cuppa, and then when we return, going to be setting up a new train station. A large-scale mining operation down here to collect all of this glorious, glorious stone. Right from under the unsuspecting eye nodules of the strafers and the stompers. I will leave you with a view of this strafer. Actually, I'll zoom around a little bit in case they wander off. Back soon, chat.